Hi, it's Katie. It's day 4. I'm laying in bed not because I'm worse than yesterday, just because we're going to show you some things about getting in and out of bed and some tricks that we've found that really make this a little bit easier. As comparison to day 3, yesterday was pretty rough. Today I would say pain's usually about level 4 or 5 out of 10. And I've cut back to just 1 extra strength Tylenol every 4 to 6 hours, and yesterday I was on 2, and that was maximum dose. It's not good for your liver to continue that level, but I've comfortably dropped it back down to that. And so now we're going to hand the camera over to our son, and Kevin's going to show you how I get in and out of bed without straining or hurting my stomach muscles. Pardon me?
Cesarean?
Oh, and this is also, sorry, my husband's giving me a bit of reminders. This is something I learned when I had my cesarean and came back to me pretty quickly once this was done. Works really well for any kind of like abdominal surgery where the muscles are really, really tender. Okay, here we go. Getting out of bed. So I'm laying here with my knees lifted up to take any strain off my abdomen. I'm elevated a little bit in the shoulders. We change this around, the elevations and stuff, so my back doesn't spasm. And so this is how we're going to get out of bed. First of all, Kevin removes the pillows out from under my knees. I don't flatten my legs out at this point because it would hurt. Keep breathing deep, keep everything relaxed. If I stress up and tense all my muscles, everything's going to hurt no matter what. But I create a really solid frame of shoulders and arms and elbows. And from there, Kevin leverages this forward, and I just pivot my feet over the edge of the bed. There's no strain to my stomach whatsoever. If your arms are too high, it's going to really hurt. So keep it down level to shoulders and keep it as a solid frame and let him do that leverage. From here I can easily get out of bed. I usually will take a pillow and just brace my abdomen and go forward to go for my walk and stuff like that. Now we're going to reverse that. And reversing is easy. I can pretty much do the reverse on my own. I take one foot and I carefully lift it up over the edge of the bed. And from here I'll do a bit of crab walking, I would call that, from back in my school days. And I can shift using shoulders, arms, and feet until I'm actually where I want to. And I recline into my elbows and my shoulders. I don't use my abdomen to come down. Then Kevin takes all the weight of my feet. And you have to relax your legs for this. It's kind of tricky to think about. Brings the pillows in, and that finishes off this posture of being really comfortable. Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit more advice we've got to hand on to you, but we're going to kick the sun out of the bedroom. Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
And Kevin drops the camera. That's okay. That's all part of being real people instead of movie stars. So, first of all, I have to say that probably you can tell that my husband is a psychologist and not a hairstylist. I was allowed to have my first shower today, so at 5 o'clock this morning we went through that, and he decided this is the new look to go with the new body, I guess. I'm going to talk a little bit about vitamins and things I'm doing. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'll just tell you what I'm doing. You can do your research and know if it's right for you. The antibiotics are pretty strong, and so they're hard on the digestion. They're also leave you inclined to have a yeast infection. I'm not prone to yeast infections, but it would really, really suck to have one right now. So the things I'm doing, and did well before surgery, so my body was used to it, is this one is just called Swiss Digestive Solutions. It's protease, amylase, and lactase, and it helps you to digest proteins and fats and carbs, and it keeps the good flora in your digestion system. And this one is Healthy Bladder, Women's Probiotic with Cranberry. Both these I got at Walmart. This has active flora as well, helps to keep my bladder healthy, helps to prevent yeast infections. I also make sure I'm really clean. I eat lots of yogurt, and I'm doing everything I can not to add to my recovery. So those are two things I've been really good about, and did that before surgery, so my body was used to it. I've been really lots of digestional pain, and I ended up finally taking, it was Gas-X it's called, I think, just because it just hurt so much, and I had so much internal cramping, and immediately felt better. Now I've gone through 3 days of that before I decided to try this thing. I've never tried Gas-X before, and it really made a big difference. So yes, and then if you want to, if you can hear me go level 8, level 7 pain, level 4 pain, and wonder what level 10 pain is, well, level 10 pain was today when I ended up choking. That is awful. What we did, I ended up just choking just on saliva once, twice water, and you just can't cough. So that's level 10. And we ended up, Kevin sat me up as quickly as he could. I braced with the pillow, and he bear hugged around my stomach while I tried to just change it from a spasm of coughing into just like clearing my throat and just breathing shallowly, letting that all settle down, and just keep clearing my throat instead of coughing. It's really hard. If you have people around you that have got colds and stuff, chase them off. I can't imagine having a cold or a cough and sneezing with this recovery. Still, my breasts are very comfortable. There's little 3-4 inch incisions under each one, and Kevin says maybe even less. They can get kind of stingy when the seam of my bra and the seam of my binder get stuck there for a while, or I start breathing deeply. I can feel that it kind of burns a little bit, but mostly my breasts are very comfortable. We've done a lot of ice packs, and that actually really feels good. And I don't usually like ice on a wound or a sore spot, but it feels really good to do that. And the abdomen, like I say, is down to about a level 4, sometimes 5, but mostly 4 today. So we're going to unbind, and I'm not sure how Kevin's going to help me with this and hold the camera. We'll figure it out. Please deal with it if it's a little bit rocky. Drainage tubes stay in and on until Wednesday, and this is Sunday. So, and this kind of grosses me out because anytime I've had surgeries, if it involved having intravenous's or catheters or things in me and stuck on me, I psychologically didn't heal as well until those were removed. I would never assimilate as a Borg. That's all I can tell you about that. I think I can undo this myself. The binder was done up super tight, as we said before, so I have a few sore spots. And, oops, there's another strip to go. Kevin undoes this for me, so how does that go, Kevin? This one down? There it is. I don't leverage into my stomach, of course, to do this. But, and we found out some things got done that we never knew about. Such as my belly button got moved. We're going to put gauze on this. We didn't have gauze, and we ended up putting a little band-aid on it. But here's my tummy. I'll try to get this up higher. We put this underneath here because the bra, a medical bra, it still has these seams, and I would have thought it would be so seamless, and it started digging into the incisions and bothering me, so we put a piece of cotton t-shirt under there. And so I just have original tape on, even though I had a shower. It hasn't gone out yet. This is called pleating. Kevin, do you remember what this is about? This is not wrinkles from the binder. This is actually pleating that the doctor did. Is it with the skin or the muscle, or?
He just pleats it in order to take up some slack, and it eventually goes away as part of the healing process. Okay.
So mostly this is pretty comfortable. Sometimes across the incision I get tight twinges and stuff. And this we're going to put gauze on anyways before we put it on. But he put a new... I'm shaky just because it's a lot of calorie burn healing like this. He moved my belly button over, it seems. I didn't know that was going to happen. He said it probably wouldn't. We have places like over here. This is an example of what the binder does when it's too tight. Puts these burn marks, and I've got one up here too. So really check your binder it shouldn't be harming you. It should be helping and supporting you. You don't want it so loose that it lets you swell and it doesn't give you support in your muscles. But you don't want it so tight that every time you breathe, it's abrading against your rib cage, because that's what's catching is my hip bones and my rib cage more than anything else. And there's my babies. They're really quite swollen right now. They're still kind of like little bongo drums, but I don't think they're as swollen as yesterday. We'll try to find a way to PG-13 show these better in the next, when I'm upright next.
I keep switching the camera for a better view, and it might completely wreck the video.
I think that the video might be upside down now. I need to not do that, perhaps. And so, yeah, these come out in a few more days and I will feel more human. I'm pretty happy. I used to have a lot of stretch marks from the 4 pregnancies. None of that kind of skin seems to still survive on my body. This is all, seems to be really elastic, healthy skin. And it's like numb right here, but this is full sensation. And of course this is where they did most of the disruption, so it would make sense. And I was really worried that I would lose sensation on my breasts, and I can feel my nipples, I can feel my breasts. It seems pretty normal sensation. I'm really, really pleased with that. We put this, wow, that's kind of gross now, but we put a t-shirt, one of Kevin's t-shirts, underneath the binder instead of having the binder right against my skin, because it gives me cotton on my skin. And all we did was slice straight down the back of the t-shirt so I can just put it straight on without any pulling over my head or extra effort or strenuousness to it. We just took a cotton t-shirt, cut down the back, and I just put it on. Binder goes on top. And I think that if I missed something, you were supposed to keep track for me. He's checking his notes. We've covered it all. That's day 4. My daughter asked me yesterday if, when day 3, when it was so tough, and she said, "Do you regret it? Do you regret it?" And it kind of reminds me of, you know, when you're waxing your hair and you lay down that strip of wax and you know it's going to suck, but there's only one way to go, and that's forward, and you're only going to look better when it's done. That was day 3. So today I'm certainly on the upside, and I haven't regretted it. It was a little overwhelming and exhausting yesterday, but this is very doable.